Starting to go on. Hello, cool cats and kittens. I'm just kidding. Just giving a minute for everybody to go on. And we'll start out soon. Hello, guys. Alright guys, we're just setting up, making sure we're aligned with everything. So just bear with us. But I did want to say we are giving away a couple items, and I'll show you at the end of the video. We're going to show you how you can win them. So just stay tuned to that. Alright, so the guy behind the camera is Jesse. If you've been to our store, you'll see him. If you've been to Carlisle's show, he's been there too. Bob, the other partner in the business, is actually on the front of the store manning, so we can do this video, so we got to give him a shout out. Thank you, Bob. And I'm Jay Rogers, if you haven't met me before. I'm usually the one always at the store. I'm usually at most of the shows, if not, there's Bob. Okay? So I'll give you guys a moment to log in, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to send us a message. Jesse will be telling you, reading out the questions as we go along. And at the end of the video, we'll have some questions. We have a time for Q&A. So we'll get everything built and set up, and we'll show you a couple things that we're doing. Hello, everyone. All right, guys. So today we'll be building the Aztec Exoterra, which has a cool little background. It's very Aztec. It has a couple warriors on there. It comes with a lot of cool features. And that's kind of why we're doing the giveaway today. So, well, you'll know today. So it has a nice little background on it. It has, two guys on there, which is a higher up, so which will be great to build. And then we're building an 18 by 18 by 24, which will be great for for anybody that wanted a day gecko or any tokay geckos, anything like that. But, day geckos we have at the store. So if you wanted a day gecko, this will be your enclosure. And this one will be available for sale too tomorrow. It'll be available for sale. So, again, guys, a couple things that we're going to give away. One of them is going to be this lovely frog bowl, which everybody's been gagging over, which is awesome. It holds a little water. It looks like a little stone. Overall, it's adorable and cute. Hopefully, you can see it through the camera. We're also giving away this calendar, Aztec calendar hide, which will be good for crescent geckos, day geckos, that kind of stuff. And this one is actually really, really cool. So we're giving this Aztec warrior hide too. So the Aztec warrior doesn't look like much right now, but if you turn it on the side, your animals can go in, hide, and come out of the side. So overall, that's really cool. So at the end of the video, we'll be telling you how to win it. We'll pick a winner next week. And also, if you don't live near us, don't worry, we'll ship it to you. So free of charge. It's all included in the giveaway. And every month we'll be doing different giveaways. So guys, today we're actually adding something that comes, you can actually buy, which is actually pretty cool. Exoterra actually came out with this, I forgot what it's called, but it's a warrior fountain. Literally you fill it up with water and the water comes out of the mouth. So we thought it'd be kind of cool. It's actually Jesse's idea because I didn't know how I felt about the fountain. But your animals, especially stuff like chameleons and stuff like that, love this kind of stuff because they can see running water. So they're most likely to come up to it. So it'll be a great build. It's a great addition. So we're going to add that to the build. So if you ever wanted to do a waterfall, this will be a great idea. So the cool thing about this guy is that this bottom piece comes off. Take that out. So I'm going to give it to Jesse. This bottom piece comes off. So this is actually your water pump right here. So this is actually the trickiest part to put in. So the good thing about Exoterras, and then we're doing our YouTube video is going to be updated next week. So we'll be actually reviewing this item so that way you guys can know the features on it. But today you'll see one of the features. So the cool thing about this place is that you actually can put cords. If you can see up close, you can put underneath, you can put your cords and run it behind the background. So the cool thing about that is that, you know, it's easier to hide, it's easier. The foam backgrounds, when they're decorated, hold up better than most of them. So we'll show you when I take this out how you put about it, and you can put this cord through. Alright, so you're going to open your Exoterra. I'm going to put this, hand it to my assistant Jesse. This comes off and you pull back, and you want to be careful you don't rip it off, because if you're too big, you can do it. And I'm going to take it out just so you guys can see it. So in the back of it, there's channels through it. So you can put your waterfall, any electric that you need to put through, you can put it through here. So you want to do this first, because if you don't do it first, then you're going to be ripping up the soil, your bio layers, and so on to put in. So the cool thing about this, you're going to put it in the middle. You're going to run this cord through the back. Put it back in. And then in the top, I'm not sure if you can see, guys, it comes with like little grooves where you can put your cord. You start on the very far right, because this has little things you can squeeze in and close the other ones off. So you go in, put that cord through, and then for the time being, because you want to give it some way, you want to put this out so you can put your stuff through. So Jesse just showed me this trick where you can actually stick it to the side. So the pump has little sticky things, and you can put it in. And then you're going to pull, you know, somewhat closer to it, and then stick it in, because this holds on pretty tight. Alright, so that's step one. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. If I'm going too fast, just feel free to slow me down. I talk really fast. So that's pretty much step one. Alright, step two, it's not always needed, but because this has a water feature, I feel comfortable more putting in. We're putting in a bio layer. So the bio layer is the bottom drainage layer. People call it a bio layer, some other people call it a drainage layer. What it is the bottom of your tank, where water can filter through, go down, and then recycle way up onto the soil. So today we're actually using hydro balls. So hopefully you can see them from there. So they're little carbon exposed little balls. They're really awesome. They're really lightweight, and they're really good for builds like this. So we're going to add about 2 inches of this, about 1 inch or 2 inches on it. On a tank this size, you should try to go for more. So hopefully we have enough, because I'm not getting any more. And you want to even it out. I think I'm going to put a little bit more just to get it out a little. And I will even it out. Now there's other things you can put on this. You can do, some people do perlite, I'm sorry. I don't particularly like perlite at all, but it does help with the cushioning. Also Hydroton, it's another version of that, is used for hydroponics. You can use that too. Some people do rocks, but rocks get heavy. So like if you're ever going to move your tank, you don't want to do that. You don't want to go all the way to the top, because this is actually airflow. And you don't want to go to the top, because then your soil is going to clog that up. Alright, so we'll go to the next step, which is my the film. It's on top. So this item is made by Sumed. It's really cool. We have a few of these. You'll see different versions of it here. We make our own too. But this is a really cool. It's just easier just because it's already cut out to your size. Exoterra makes another good one, which we carry, and Pangea has another good one. But we all carry the same. It's all the same product. So this one is made out almost like a window film for your like mosquito netting. You can use anything from like the weed guards and stuff like that. That's also really good. We use that really often. But what you're going to do is this prevents the soil to go into this. So because these are little bubbles, the soil will go into it if you don't put this on. Another thing that happens is like pets will tend to dig, especially geckos will dig, and you don't want to dig all the way down there and then mix everything else up because it's defeating the purpose. So we're going to add this next. And you're going to start, it's okay if you overlaps. Especially when there's a cord, you want to have some giveaway there, so that way you can comb it. And then some of it in the front. It's not always going to fit correctly, but as long as you get the most of it, you can do it. And once the soil's in, you won't notice it. And then we normally will cover this with black contact paper so you don't see this bio layer. But I like seeing it just because it tells me if I have to drain out the water or not. Okay. Anybody has any questions just yet? It's an easy place. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is the soil. So our soil that we're using today is our tropical terra, which we make in-house. It's nice and chunky. You can see it has things that can degrade at different times. We have furs. We have different. It's our own personal blend. And we find this with tropical animals work really well. So this is the case over time. You don't ever have to change it. Overall, you might have to add a little bit of leaf litter, but that's about it. So this is great for like your tropical enclosures. So what we're gonna do is right now this is dry because it's in a bucket, but we're gonna water it as we go along. So I'm gonna put some in, water it, and go on. And we have our handy dandy mister. Okay, know our fridge at the side of our fridge. We sell frozen and live feeders now, so you want to give us a call for your feeders. Shameless plug, but. Right, and as that soaks on, and this will, over time, the more you soak it, the more it's going to get more in. So don't feel like you have to get all the water in. You just want to get it somewhat wet as we're going on. So I'm going to put more towards the back because other things are going to go in the back, and less during the front because I want to be able to see some features that we're going to put in. So we'll save some for the rest of the build. So after you get this nice and wet, we're going to add the plants and then the accessories. So after it's nice and wet, I usually try to give it a little bit of a run through just so you can absorb some of that water. Now if you buy this in a bag, you can just dump the water in a bag and then shake it and then put it in. It just we're coming from the bucket, so it's a little bit harder. And this is how I really clean my hands when this is a build. And this will come down. This will get come down just a little bit. So, if you're gonna switch out the soil every 3 months or every month, this will be okay. But because we don't want to do that, we're gonna make it bioactive. We're gonna add a couple of things. So today we're adding springtails. Springtails, if you can see them, are little tiny microscopic little thingies. I don't know if you can see them from there. See it, Bo? So these guys are going to eat your mold. They're going to eat your, any other dead skin and stuff like that. This usually takes care of it. It's part of the cleaner crew. So we're going to dump it in. And again, guys, all these products are available at our store and on our website. We're slowly adding new products every day, so feel free to look up every few days and see new things. The next thing we're going to do is like Roly-Polies. These are the Costa Rican, which are also the dwarf purple. These are going to eat your bigger items, like your big poops and stuff like that. Whatever the Springtails can't take care of, this is going to take care of it. So you're going to dump it in, And these guys are pretty resilient. So don't feel like you have to worry about that. Add it in. And don't worry, no isopods or Springtails were hurt in the making of this video. So guys, the cool thing about this tank is the two warriors and the priest in the back. So what we want to do is try to cover not as much, make it look like, you know, there's been abandoned in the jungle. So that's really what we kind of want to do. So the main plan that we're going to do, just because this can be cut, it does well in terrariums. We take out most of the soil, but these are all made in organic soils and stuff like that, so not to worry. We're going to put this more towards the back because it's going to be higher, and then all you have to do is trim this down. So this is a variegated ficus, or ficus, whatever you want to do. I'm going to put it on this side, just because the fountain's going to go over here. And then that way we're going to trim it so you can see the guy in the background. And then I wanted to add some color to this, so we're going to add the begonia in the front, just so that way we can see it. This will grow out or fill out, and this are great for like very humid enclosures. So what we're going to do is you're going to slowly bring it in, and then when we put everything else in, it'll fill in a little bit better. So the other cool thing we're going to add is we're going to add this giant spiderwood. We just got these in. We used to catch the small ones, which are really really popular with us, but these guys are going to be, these are going to be bigger. These guys don't mold like everything else. These are good for like underwater enclosures, paludariums, and then anything that's going to be humid. They do mold a little bit at the beginning, and then after that they get like really really wet. Let me see. It's going to go after. That's going to be on the last. So sorry, he was talking about the fountain. So we're going to actually. I think the way I want to put it is put it this way. That way the plant can go around it. Gee, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really loving it the way it is. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. Because that way we can put put it over the fountains. We have other cool things that are going to go in here. Alright. Next thing we're going to do, this is Myopani wood, which is pretty cool. This is actually going to go in the front with some things, but because once we put this, we'll put all the moss and stuff. That way we can actually put the fountain in, because the fountain has to go in pretty quickly because of the bark. This mini fern in here, where it can start growing in front of the stump, so it looks like it's an abandoned rainforest. And this thing will fill out. Like right now it doesn't look like much, but it'll fill out. So you guys can look how it goes out. It's starting to look like a little jungle. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to add the Spangler moss, which I put down here. I was like, where did I put my Spangler moss? So this moss is good for to keeps the humidity in. It also it's a biodegradable for the the isopods and the springtails to eat if the animals are not making enough food for them to eat. And what they eat is their poop and all that dirt. So if there's not enough decaying stuff, the springtails are going to eat that as it goes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to flatten this out a little bit, just because that's where the fountain's going to go. Hopefully I can squeeze it in there. And I'm not going to put any on the Spangler moss in the back just yet. And I'm going to spread this out a little bit more once I get that in. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the fountain, just so that way we put it in and it's nice and done. So I need that piece first. So we're going to put the bowl in first, just because that's going to be the hardest thing to get in. And we're putting the tiki guy in. Hopefully I can get him in really well. don't be afraid of, you know, hurting the plants. The plants are going to be more hurt by the gecko or whatever you put in it. So this hooks up to this. Put it in the back. And this is kind of stays kind of loose, which is a little weird on the setup, but I understand it just so I'd be able to get it out. Now what we're trying to do is you slowly going to try to pull the cord out from the back so it's nice and tight. So there's actually holes and anchors everything in. There you go, perfect. So almost done, almost done. So I usually add like a little bit of things to wedge it, get things together. But I will make sure this log is nice and wedged in so when the gecko jumps in, it won't be going anywhere. So we try to hold it in that way. Then we're gonna add some cool stuff to it. Yeah, we're gonna fill it up with water just for right now. I'm not gonna plug it in just yet. So the cool thing about this is you're just filling up with water and I'll move through. And then we're going to add something cool that we just got in, and well, actually two pieces that are really cool. So this is really awesome. We just got these from Hawaii. We're going to be carrying this pretty often. So they already kind of have moss. It's a little bromeliad on a volcanic rock, and we're going to be getting a lot of these guys in. Honestly, the care for these are really simple. You're just going to put them in, throw them in water, let them absorb it, and then put it on a tray. And then that'll be that if you want to keep them as a nice little display. But also these will grow little pups out of it. But if you're going to keep it in your enclosure, all you have to do is you mist it regularly, put water in it, and it'll be perfect. So the cool thing about these guys is that the geckos can scratch themselves on there so that way they can get rid of their shed. It's amazing. So we're going to put it actually right over here. Actually, I don't know if it goes. Yeah, we'll put it right in here. So I want to put it as like a boulder that, you know, it's coming in from, you know, kind of like the jungle, and I want to take away, that I want to take away from the other stuff. So another thing that we're going to add is, this is just for color. This is actually really cool. This is a fake bromeliad that came out by Sumed. They hold water. They're nice plastic, you know, they're nice easy like plastic, and it's really, really awesome. So we really like these right now. You know, that's not something that's popular because people don't know how to use them. So I'm only adding it to here just so people can see what they look like. So literally what we're going to do is, should be a little hole right here. I'm going to squeeze it in. And pretty much that's it. Just add some color to it. Kind of leave it over. And then we're going to add this is another good product that we're just getting in and we're going to carry pretty often. This is Spanish moss. And this is just really going to drape over because, you know, in the jungle, you get a lot of stuff that's, you know, all they're doing is like randomly in trees. So what we want to do is drape it over the enclosure so it looks, you know, like, you know, it's from the jungle. So this with the water fountain is going to be really, really awesome. So, and then this will grow in there. So, you know, over time, you'll have your own little moss as you go on. But I think that just adds to it. And that little feet. And put them in here so we don't lose them. All right, and then we're just going to put the top. The only thing about these guys is sometimes they are a little tight. And then one last thing that I like to add is I like to add leaves to it. Just to give it like a falling, like kind of forest setup. Also, these will be food for the isopods and the springtails. And I like to make it just look like, you know, they just kind of fell everywhere. But, you know, I think it just adds to the decor pretty much.
So one of the questions is, do you recommend a bio tank for baby geckos, or would you just put them on paper towels?
So it's pretty much like a question I get asked pretty much every other day. So one thing that I don't, it's a couple things. So if you're going to use a baby crested gecko, they're not graceful. I love them to death, but they're not the smartest animal. So what happens is, like, when they go after a bug, if they go in here and there's like a bunch of sphagnum moss, a baby will eat it and then like think it's a cricket, and then they get impacted. I've heard stories. I never had one impacted, but that's because I'm always careful. So what it is you can do it bioactive. You just shouldn't feed bugs for like a 3-month-old, like, or younger. So that's why I keep them in paper towels until they become like about 6 months. So we do everything bioactive, but the crested geckos, we keep them in paper towels up to 6 months. When 6 months, we switch them to bioactive. That way, just they can digest more, and they can actually run more stuff through. All right, so we started the build. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this vermilion bat in there. I don't know if it throws it all off, but the aztec pup I had read. So all right, we're going to plug it in, and we're going to see how it goes. Where do we plug? Oh, I was like, where's the plug? Is this plugged in?
Yeah.
I don't know if I hear it. Let me see if we can add some water. I'm not sure if the little thing is working. Never mind. I don't hear it. Well, let's see if we can get this working. If anybody has any questions, feel free to call me. What's up? I don't see it. Alright, well, I don't see why we can get it to work. We did test it right before we used it, so we'll try to check it out, see why it's not working. But if you have any questions, guys, feel free to email me. Oh, we're going to do the giveaway. So, guys, while we figure out how to turn that back on, sorry, there's always technical difficulties, that's why we're live. The way you can win it is, after this is over, we're actually the videos actually post to our Facebook page. So next Saturday, we'll do a live around the same time, 6:30. If you can tag a friend onto the video and leave a comment like, hey, my friend would like this, we'll pick a random commenter and actually give those away. So we'll message you, get your address, and ship it out that way. Now, another contest we have on Instagram, if you do the same thing, we have a $25 gift card there giveaway. We also have a giveaway. We're starting our YouTube channel back up again next week, and we're actually going to do another $25 gift card giveaway there. So the one things we're giving away for today are, your Aztec warrior hide, which has a cool thing, our frog, which is pretty awesome, and then our cool little Aztec calendar hide. So if you guys want it, I know you guys want this little frog. If you want to win it, leave a comment with a friend. And again, follow us on Facebook, Instagram. You can go on we have a pet store at 1428 Wolf Street, Philadelphia, PA. You can go on our website, ask us questions. You can call us. Pretty much we're here to help, especially during these hard times. And we are open to the public. So, give us a call, and then it goes on.
That's for sale.
Oh, and then this tank will be up for sale once I get that pamp running. So this tank will be up for sale starting tomorrow. So once I get it all going and running. All right, guys. So I'm going to figure out the pump, and I'll give you an update on Facebook how the pump went out.
Bearded Dragon sale.
And then we're all going to be, if you haven't done it already, we're going to have a Bearded Dragon sale coming up too. And we're going to have a bunch of different sales starting on May 8th. So if you haven't done it already, go on our website, jaysexotics.com, and sign up on the contact list, and we'll send out coupons and everything through our mailing newsletter and mailing list. So make sure you follow us everywhere, because we're always putting new sales, new items up for sale. All right? And guys, again, do what you love. Because what's the point of it if you don't? All right. Until next time, we'll see you. And then next time we do another build, it's gonna be a desert version of this. All right. Goodbye, guys.
They asked if we'll have Aztec stuff for sale at the expo.
We will. So at the next expo, we will have some for sale. This is a limited edition items, so they're not always up for. We might not be able to get a lot of them, but we are gonna bring some out to the expo. All right. Goodbye, guys.